Hello, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am just doing a very simple, quick and easy everyday makeup look. It's very simple if you're like a trans girl looking for something that's more about like beard covering and facial feminization. This is kind of like a little bit of that, but it's not like a full face of makeup. I'm not going to be wearing foundation or anything like that. Just like doing little touch-ups and things. I do still get a little bit of facial hair, mostly in this area here. I get like a little fluff here, but like you can't, when it grows out you can't even see it. So it's still there, especially if it's grown out you can see it, but only like up close. But it does make me self-conscious for when I'm talking to people in public. If anyone is like more interested in like the difference between laser, IPL and electrolysis, like hair removal, I am planning to make a video on that, so once I've done that, I'll put it somewhere. I did try for a really long time to find a no makeup look that I felt would work for me, but having to like cover up what facial hair I do have and trying to like feminize my face, there wasn't really many that I found I could use. Like a lot of them were like, use a BB cream or like use a tinted moisturizer. That's not going to cover this. This is just stuff that I've found that works best for me. So first things first, I'll exfoliate my face in the shower, like towards the end of my shower, so my skin is kind of like soft. I use the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant. Then once I'm out of the shower, I use the Dermalogica Clear Start Hydrating Lotion. Now usually I would use an SPF moisturizer, but because all I have is that moisturizer, that's what I'll be using. It's probably not actually that great to be using if you're going outside in the sun, because you don't have like protection from UV rays. And also I think it actually does a little bit of the opposite because it's meant to be a night cream. But anyway, that's what I have at the moment, so that's what I'm going to be using. And then I use, now I probably use way too much of this primer. Basically I just pump on 3 pumps. Then I just start to rub it. Now once I've got like just a little bit left on my fingers, I go like right into my eyes and onto the top as well. I'm not sure if Fenty has an eye primer, but I know you can get eye primers from other places. But I just find using the excess is just so much easier. Also I just like it. And once that's on, I kind of like wait for it to kind of just chill out a bit so it's not so like wet and sticky. Especially under the eyes, you don't want that to be wet, because once you start to put on your powders, because we're not using any liquid foundations in this, once you put your powders on, it kind of, if it's wet, it's almost like it clumps up. Like some parts that are more wet than others will hold on to it more, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be using the Neutral Territory 9T. So it's this one. So what I'll be using is this. It's going to get quite a bit of it. And then I just go here. I just pack it on. And there's dark circles. And here on these, I get like the darkness in the outer corner kind of. So what I do, because I am not bothered to like actually do eyeshadow and stuff, I only cover the bottom and I kind of try to make like a really harsh line here, and that way it looks like I've got eyeshadow on. So then I'll just kind of blend that out and down. I do blend it down a little bit. So see how, yeah, you can see where I've covered it because I have like that natural redness in my skin. I find if I just leave it like this, it still looks like I have bags and I've just like swiped on makeup onto it. So what I like to do is I just put some makeup here. Also just putting some lighter colors in this area really like brightens your face and like it like softens everything. And just a little bit, like I don't go all the way down, it's just more to like diffuse that line that I created. So like I'll pack the makeup back onto that line and then I just blend down. I'm not adding any more. Do it up here a little bit. But I never blend out this line. I always leave that quite harsh so it gives that effect of looking like I've put actual more effort in than I have. sometimes I'll literally just do this area and that's it. I won't do anything else, especially if I'm wearing a mask. I just will only do that and that's it. Now I do also do in here just a little bit, because it's kind of like a reverse eyeshadow, because if I was to put on eyeshadow, like obviously I wouldn't be putting it here. So I'm just gonna get rid of that darkness there. So it looks like I've kind of done like a nice little blend on the outside. Just very gently. Now in my chin area, I basically just pat it onto where I have the darkest spot. So I have a really dark spot here and a dark spot here. So now that I've packed that all on, I haven't blended anything out yet. I just get a lip balm. I'm just using Blistex. The reason I do that first is because now I'm about to kind of like carve out my lip shape with this. So instead of putting on lipstick, I kind of like put a lighter powder all the way around. I'm just using that same powder the whole time. I kind of just go around my lips and that kind of emphasizes the color and everything. But if you do that first and then put on your lip balm kind of takes it away and kind of like clumps it up around the edges. And I just do a very light dusting up here, like I don't really get any visible hairs there. I just like to do a light dusting and kind of blend that into that powder I put up here earlier. Now I just add a little bit more to my brush and I just blend it out basically very, very lightly, because I don't want to like remove any of that pigment. I do a lot of just patting work. The good thing I really like about this powder is that it's very buildable. So if I feel like I've taken off the color, or if I feel like I need some more, I can very easily just put more on. And this is an eyeshadow palette, so this is all just eyeshadow, so it blends very nicely and it covers very well, I find. Alright, so that's basically all I do, except obviously I would finish this eye. I'm just gonna quickly finish this eye and then I'll show you what I do with like blush and highlighting and what I do with my lips if I do want to add some extra color. Now we're going to move on to the eyebrows and the little bit of contouring that we'll be doing. I'm just getting this brown here in the middle. This is what I use to tail off my eyebrows. Then what I do with whatever's left on the brush, sometimes if there's too much, I kind of just like flick it off. I just go down here, just pretty lightly. I just do the tip of my nose because I find my nose goes like out, which is fine. It's not even like a masculine feature, it's just that it looks a lot like my dad's nose, and that, you know, I don't want to look like my dad. And then I just go under here. And that's just going to kind of like make your nose look shorter and also like bring it up a little bit. And then I just blend that out with my fingers. Then I go back with my light color again. Just do a little bit here and on the tip. And then I just bring it up into this little corner here. Just so that the side of your nose is not brown, because, you know, if it's all brown here, then it doesn't look like it's been contoured, it just looks like you've got brown on your nose. And just add and take away as you feel like you need. For my blush, this is kind of like what I do for my contouring as well. I just get my brush that I would normally use for my blush, and I don't actually put any product on it. I just use the product that's left in here. Now obviously if you're someone who like really cleans your brushes a lot, this isn't not gonna work for you. I kind of just blend it in and then gently soften it out. It's like the tiniest little bit. And then just the same on the other side. Now I'm going in with a highlighter, Fenty Beauty, as again, because I love it. It's the Lightning Dust Fire Crystal one. I can't show it to you because it is smashed and it will go everywhere. Okay, so I just add it just here on the very like top of my cheekbone, and then I follow it up into my brow bone. I didn't do the inner corner of this second eye, so I'm just going to do that. I was wondering why it looked crazy. If I really want to, sometimes I'll put it on my lid, just because I feel like it. Then with what's left on my finger, I just go here. If you are wanting to add a little bit of color or like definition to your lips, I would suggest getting a creamy lip liner, something that matches up to your natural color of your lips like pretty closely. So what I do, I just put this on super lightly. I probably should sharpen it, but anyway. The final touch I like to add, sometimes if I am bothered, is I just put a little bit of mascara on. With my mascara, pretty much all the time, I only do this outer corner. I feel like it kind of like accentuates that shape and like opens your eyes a lot. Alright, so that is the finished look. Now I know this video might seem like it's long and it might seem like there's a lot involved, but really there's only 2 powders, your lip color if you want to, and a highlighter, and that's it. Make sure you prime. Doesn't matter what it is, just make sure you prime. If you've made it to the end of this video, you're the best. Alright, that's enough.